2023 is kind of booked to be the year of quantum. I've heard from many experts. National Science Foundation thinks that we'll have a practical quantum computer by the end of next year too. Let's see here. So, but yeah, and there's quantum security. So have you touched on that topic, Russ?
I haven't really. Just I mentioned that the Nvidia satellite is sending, quantum keys over satellite. I mean, that's the nice thing about quantum. I talked about the measurement problem. If you're trying to communicate in quantum security and somebody eavesdrops, it will collapse the signal and they'll know they've been eavesdropped on. Oh. So quantum communications, I think, has tremendous potential.
Awesome. Jedri, go ahead.
Hey, thank you for the talk. I just had a question about these hybrid, I guess, hardware approaches that they're putting out. Which one do you see in the, in the industry that is showing, I guess, more advantage currently? I guess, like,
well, a big player I see in the space, and there's many, but Nvidia is a big player. Nvidia's got the graphic, the GPUs that are used now for high performing computing because they can handle graphics, they can handle computing. Nvidia's got a big quantum effort, and they're using all kinds of simulators and integrating to their circuits with companies like Classic to come up with better algorithms. So I think you're going to see the high performing computer players, Nvidia and others, in the chain of calculations and computing.
Yeah, and Jedri, I posted in the chat. It's called Coda. So they just announced that they'll be using CPU, GPU, QPU. So it's that developer link right there. And they say it's coming soon, I believe. Now, keep in mind, most quantum computers are hybrids because they have CPUs as the brain.
Right.
So you'll start to see quantum accelerators, which are like a couple QPUs mixed in with like supercomputers too.
Yeah, people talk about eventually having your sort of desktop have a CPU, a QPU, and a GPU all in one form factor. That certainly maybe in the future.
Yeah, and keep in mind,
okay, sounds good. And sorry, what?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just like, okay, so like if we think of a use case, all these, I mean, I guess like it's still hybrid, I guess, because we're not really using a quantum. We're using some of this stuff. But I guess like my question was more targeted towards like a use case that's showing actual potential, that's truly hybrid, like Nvidia, right? What was it called?
It's called Coda.
Coda.
Yeah, Kevin posted a link in here. I mentioned the Rigetti weather example. That's a good one to sort of research there. There's lots of basic calculations that are required where computers are perfectly fine. So it's sort of silly to try to use a quantum to do that. So the weather analysis is one of those examples where the regular computers are doing a lot of the basic computing, but that the quantum pieces were adding value for just sort of certain aspects of the calculations.
No, yeah, of course. It's like it's not like quantum is gonna, prove a lot of advantage right now. It's more about like using it to accelerate the processing of one part of your, I guess, algorithm or problem, because then you
right.
shorten the time.
Right.
So I guess my question is also related to the hardware. I was reading somewhere a couple of days ago that there was a company that came out, basically like it's kind of like they're trying to be like the Python of a hybrid, I guess, coding or programming. And I was just like, okay, so I guess they're the first to ever, I guess, publish like a platform to do that. I was wondering, like, how could that be done? Because I don't understand how they do that. Like, are they basically making a program that's translating a circuit into, like, how do they do that? I don't understand how they can make like a language that you can go ahead and make sense of other things.
Well, there's a few layers of the stack in quantum, and Python is one of the standard programming languages for one of the main sort of algorithm parts of the stack.